Okay, hello, good afternoon everyone. Last time we discussed about the recruitment topic in the lesson 2 of the public personnel administration. And the last time we discussed about this recruitment process in the government service, then we found out certain specific consideration wherein candidates could be recruited in the public service. So you just have to review that one in our previous video or pre-recorded video. And of course, we also include the common competencies that's included in the qualification standards, and among these competencies include the teamwork, problem solving, decision making, leadership, responsibility, and project. So employers or human resource management officers are also specifically looking for this kind of competencies, wherein during the interview they will ask questions. They will request you to assess some situations that will test your competencies. Okay, so this is an example, or this is an important part of the qualification standards in the Philippine civil service. So the most common qualification standards includes the this one, the eligibility, the education, the experience, and then the training. So when we say eligibility in a government service, then this refers to the professional and sub-professional civil service eligibility, or let's say for example you graduated cum laude, magna cum laude and above, then you are also entitled to R8 and 80 eligibility, and so on and so forth. So we already know this one, education. Of course, this qualification standard includes your bachelor's degree and other graduate school degrees or postgraduate degrees, as well as relevant vocational degrees if applicable. And then certain experience are also required, but this is relative to the position that you are applying. Of course, the experience that is only relevant to the position that you are applying. And the training, of course, same with the experience, but the training refers to specific seminars, conferences that you attended, and workshops that you attended that could be helpful in the position that you're applying, or in the area or field of your expertise. However, we added here the competencies. According to the Philippine Civil Service Commission, we should not we should also consider, of course, competencies, because these competencies would be very useful in the real working environment. However, we really cannot justify or prove our competencies. It could be shown during the interview by answering the questions of the interviewer. But if you have other attachments or documents that could give proof, that could solidify your statement that you have certain competencies, then that would be a great plus. Okay, so now let us move on to some of the factors that affects the recruitment process. Okay. So the extent and intensity of recruitment efforts vary from organization to organization, of course. Though in the government, there are certain common recruitment process that is being set by the Civil Service Commission and also included in the ORA or other human resources action. Okay. These efforts will depend on various factors, which are as follows. Of course, the size of the organization. The size of organization affects the recruitment, because the larger the organization is, the more people that it has, it requires more manpower, then the recruitment process will always be conducted. So a larger organization or bigger organization tends to lose manpower, tends to lose employee as quickly as it needs to recruit applicants to fill in or to fill out certain vacancies in the positions. Employment conditions in the community where the organization is located. Of course, it also affects the recruitment process, because if a certain community, let's say for example in rural areas where organizations, associations, government services, companies, and businesses are usually agriculturally related services or offers agriculturally related services, then the process, the qualifications, the conditions for looking for an applicant will also base on the environment where the organization is located. Of course, we'll be looking for certain agriculture-related personnel. Okay, then there might be something in the recruitment that is unique in the organization. There might be some examinations, there might be interviews, there might be some performance-based tasks that you're going to require to the interviewee that would be a unique part of the recruitment process of that organization. Next, the effectiveness of past recruitment efforts. Of course, we base our improvements and developments from the lessons learned that we have gained from the previous recruitment efforts. If certain recruitment efforts failed to deliver its purpose of bringing good employee to the organization, then certain amendments to the process is needed. If the previous recruitment process is too slow for the employee or for the applicants, then certain amendments to the process is also necessary. So we always have to look back on certain improvements that needs to be done so that the recruitment process is effective and efficient. Okay, another one is the working conditions, salary, and benefits packages offered by the organization. As time goes by, the working conditions, the salary and benefits that is included in the collective negotiation agreement or collective bargaining agreement, it changes because the salary of the people changes, it usually increases, the certain benefits and rewards that you could offer to an applicant changes also. So this changes in the recruitment process. It also includes the working conditions. So when we say working condition, this includes the physical, the financial, and then the human resources that affects the recruitment process. So the personnel selection board of an organization might change also because the people that would be included in the certain committee that handles the recruitment and then the interview process would also change, such as the human resource management officer, the appointing authority, a certain representative of an employee organization, and so on and so forth. Okay, so those factors, when they change, they affect the recruitment process. Last but not the least is also the growth of the organization. If an organization expands or if an organization grows, it produces more offices, it produces more positions or plantilla positions. Then there are certain factors that affects the recruitment process. There will be times when an organization requires a certain number of applicants in a day, in a week, or in a month. So certain amendments to the recruitment process is necessary so that the recruitment process will be as fast as possible, since just like what I've mentioned previously, a bigger organization usually requires a bigger manpower or human capital. Okay, so now let us now proceed with the process of recruitment. This is not a standardized process of recruitment because it varies from an organization to another, depending on the environment or depending on the community where the organization is located. Number one is the preparation of the human resource plan. So when we say HR plan, it consists of all the strategies that organization is implementing which pertains to recruitment, selection, placement, hiring, promotion, demotion, and the likes. All change in the personnel status from recruitment up to retirement or resignation. Okay? Keeping contact with recruitment sources inside and outside the organization. So there are certain organizations or agencies that has become a liaison organization. So these certain agencies outside the organization provides applicant. They are the one who recruits for applicants, and they provide the applicants for your organization. So they act as a third party in the recruitment process. And number three, or the third process, is the manager. When we say manager, it usually pertains to the head of the agency. It could be the supervisor, it could be the president, it could be a chairman or the board of directors. Okay, so whenever there is a new office or a new item that is being opened in an organization, so the head of an agency notifies the human resource management officer for a job opening. And then of course the human resource management officer will post the vacant position in any conspicuous places. When we say conspicuous places, this usually pertains to any place in an organization that could be seen or usually seen by most people, such as gates, gyms, biometric areas, canteens, libraries. So these are conspicuous places where it could be viewed by most people. Next one is the recruitment officer. The recruitment officer and the manager review the job description and job specification of the job to be filled. If an item or if a position has just been opened, it has been created only now, of course, along with the creation of a title of that particular position is the job description, because this job description or the duties and responsibilities will guide the applicant on what he or she is going to do when he or she is hired by the organization. This is very important because job description and job specification is very important because this sets the boundaries of your job, the scope of your job, the scope of your duties and responsibilities, so that there will be no conflict with other positions or other employees. Okay? Internal sources are checked. Number 5. In the process of recruitment also, there are certain instances when we look for our own people first before recruiting for others. Although, according to the Philippine Civil Service Commission, in a particular equal opportunity policy or equal opportunity clause, wherein when there's a vacant position, everyone, regardless of the sex, regardless of the race, they are given equal opportunity, whether you are an employee of an organization or already an employee of an organization, or you are from the outside. Okay? So these internal sources and external sources are checked and contacted whenever there is an opening. But usually, when there is an opening of a job position that has already been posted, then the applicants will of course notify the HR, will submit their cover letter, their application letter, so that they could be considered for the recruitment. Okay? Candidates are selected, of course. So among the pool of candidates, the Human Resource Management Officer and the Personnel Selection Board will filter the candidates, because we cannot just include them all in the recruitment process, because you have, as like what I've mentioned earlier, there are certain qualifications that should be met, minimum qualification that should be met in order for you to qualify for a job or a position. Evaluation of the effectiveness of the recruitment efforts. Of course, you're going to conduct certain survey and feedback in order for the recruitment process of an organization to be improved in the future conduct. Okay, so I have already mentioned this before, the sources of recruitment. There are 2 general sources of recruitment. So when we say sources, where do we find our applicants? Okay, number 1 is the internal. It includes your present employees, the friends of employees, and then the former employees. So basically, those people that are connected in the organization, those people that are connected with the current employees of an organization. External sources, so this may include people who were not really connected or engaged with the organization. So this could be from an advertisement. When organization posts advertisements, let's say online or offline, or through hard copies or flyers, then these people will serve as a source of a recruitment or a possible or prospective applicant. Employment agencies. I have discussed this earlier. There are certain manpower agencies. So these manpower agencies, they serve as third party. So when you post for job opening, you are not going to look for, they will help you look for certain applicants with a certain compensation or a certain commission. They are the one who are going to look for or recruit for applicants to apply for a job position in your organization. They will serve as a third party, but with a commission or a compensation. And that is also included in the contract, of course, so that the applicants will know a certain portion of his or her salary goes to the employment agencies or third-party agencies, okay, or recruitment agencies. We call them recruitment agencies. Campus recruiting, we do this by ano na ang tawag dito? more like a campaign. We go to state universities, we go to colleges, we go to schools to promote our agencies, to look for possible applicants. And normally, this happens to prestigious universities and colleges. Certain organizations are looking for cum laudes, magna cum laudes, and before they graduate, of course, they already contacted them, they already recruitment if they are going to be interested in your organization. Okay, so campus recruiting ang tawag doon. We also have executive search firms, professional organizations where there are members, walk-in applicants of course. Lahat naman yan ay pwede maging walk-in applicants, and then the electronic recruiting or an advertisement that is being posted in any social media websites. So this ends our discussion for the recruitment process in the public personnel administration. Thank you for listening.